stopping by Cross My Heart Ministry today. It's Monday, so it's time for Martha Monday. I'm Laura McFarland, and I'm the founder and director of Cross My Heart. If you are blessed by our ministry, before I jump in and share my great idea for today, I'd like to ask you to bless us by going ahead and liking and even maybe leaving a comment on the video, and of course subscribing if you haven't done that yet. And of course, we're always grateful when you share our channel with a friend. Well, it's August. It's time for back to school. We're thinking about school. We're thinking about maybe making lists. Are you a list maker? I have always made lists. I love lists, and what I really love about a list is checking them off. I'm a brainstormer. I like to write things down. It inspires me to see those things. So I've always loved chalkboards and marker boards. I'm speaking with you today from my office where I do all of my writing and preparing for Cross My Heart. And sometimes I just like to have something written down big where I can see it. And rather than having something messy on my wall, I've got some decorative things and I just didn't want to clutter it up, and I didn't have space to add a chalkboard or a marker board. So I was sitting at my desk over there one day and looking at these doors and thinking about using the space inside the door, because inside the door there's some space here where I thought that would be the perfect place to put a white marker board. And if it were up here, I could write some things down so I didn't forget them. They would inspire me, give me ideas for future Write the Words or Martha Monday ideas, or a little illustration for Bible study. And if it's here and it's big and I've written it down, I'm not going to lose it. But a marker board can be expensive and a marker board can be heavy to go inside of a door. And then I remembered something I did years ago when we were home educating. I got this tip from someone, I don't remember where, but if you go to a hardware store like Lowe's, we have a Lowe's here in our town, and I went by there, they have something called white hardboard. Now I think that's maybe used in showers. I've heard it called shower board, but it's very thin. It's going to take you out to the garage and show you what I'm talking about, but it's affordable, it's lightweight. This huge big sheet of it that I got was only $17.99. I measured my space here on my door, and because of the panels, I wanted to be able to use my command strips. I chose the command strips that have the Velcro, so it makes it easy to reposition it later if you want to move it to a different space. So when you get the command strips, if you think there's any chance you would like to reuse it in a different spot and not waste the whole strip, then get the ones that have the Velcro. So when I was measuring my door, I didn't want it to affix inside the panel. So I measured from here to here, and starting here and going down below the panel there. So I knew I needed to be 24 inches wide. And lo and behold, when I got to Lowe's, my dryer, let's see, at Lowe's they call it a white hardboard. So the white hardboard sheet that they had 2 or 3 different sizes, but the one that was available that I ended up buying for $17.99 was 48 inches wide. Come on out to the garage. I want to show you what Lowe's did for me, and then we'll come back into this space and I'll let you see how easy it is to hang it up with the command strips. Let's go out to the garage. Okay, so here I am in my garage. I wanted you to see how big and massive this white hardboard piece was when I got it at Lowe's. It was all together. The great thing about Lowe's, and maybe you did not know this, they had these wonderful power saws there, and they have guys that drive around on forklifts that know how to use those power saws. So when I showed up at Lowe's, not quite remembering from years ago when I had one of these cut for me, I asked one young fella if they had something called shower board or hardboard, or that was sort of like a dry erase board, and he looked a little confused. So I asked him, well, who's the guy here that's been working here for a lot of years? He's probably going to know. And he and the guy standing next to him both pointed down the aisle and said, ask the guy driving the forklift. So that's my advice. If you go to Lowe's and you can't find it, look for the guy driving the forklift, because he probably knows where it is. So he helped me find the right one. I wanted my whiteboard to be 24 inches wide, and this was perfect. It was 48 inches wide. And so since I have 2 doors, I decided I'll just go ahead and put one in each door, one on each side of the door, each one of those insides of my 2 doors in my office, so it's perfect. So first, he cut off the end to make sure it was the right height. So I've got this extra piece I have just sort of a bonus dry erase board now, and I'm thinking I may put this in the hallway coming out into my garage. I might keep a grocery list there. I might put some sort of a reminder. Just not sure yet what I'm going to do with it, but this is an extra piece. I may give it away to someone. But the other two pieces, sliced right in half, are the perfect size now to put inside the door in my office. Now, when I bought one of these years ago, I think I bought a smaller piece. I had it cut up into individual size marker boards and used those for my children. So here's just another idea. If you have kids at home and they're working on penmanship, or you want each of them to have their own little personal marker board to sit at their table, Lowe's will cut this to any dimension that you want. If you've got a space and you want to put just a smaller marker board there inside your garage door, outside in your garage, inside a cabinet door, maybe in your kitchen, they will cut it to any size. And again, you can see how lightweight it is. It's very thin, so it's not going to weigh things down. It's not real heavy like a marker board that you would buy and that's in a frame and you have to put holes in the wall. We're just going to hang this with a command strip and make it work. So I'm going to leave this one here, decide where it's going to go later. Let's go ahead and get the piece that goes inside the house. Now, I do want to mention one thing before I go in the house with this. The guy cut it for me. He put it on that big, huge, honking cart that you pull, and then when I checked out and paid for it, they very kindly offered to have a young man carry it to my car. So I never really touched it after it was cut, and what I realized after I got it home is that because of the saw cutting it, these edges, there was just some sort of sawdust type residue here, and so I wiped that down after I got home. It kind of got on the marker board. So what you might want to do is ask for a paper towel before you leave Lowe's and go ahead and wipe that off so it doesn't get in your car and you don't bring it home with you. But here we go. Got my marker board ready to travel into the office. Let's go get this thing hung. Okay, I'm back in the office. I have my white hardboard here ready to go. Very thin, very easy. I held it up, and yes, indeed, it fits right on either side of the panel there, and it covers the bottom. So this is going to be the perfect size. The man at Lowe's that knew all about it and knew how to run that saw got it cut at just the right dimension that works for me. So super easy. You know, I didn't plan to make a Martha Monday video when I went to buy this, but as I was getting ready to go check out, the light bulb went on, and I thought, you know, this might be a tip that some of my viewers would like to have. So I cycled back to the aisle where I pulled that sheet out. They're just kind of on a little stack, and you just pull one out. And I took a picture so you can see the item number at Lowe's and the description and the dimensions and what it's actually called. So if you decide to buy one at your Lowe's, we're going to have a picture pop up so you can see that and be able to find it wherever your Lowe's is and where you shop. So we're going to go ahead and take a minute. I'm going to add these command strips on the back, and you probably used a command strip and you know how those work with the Velcro. One side goes on the surface where it's going to hang, and the other side goes on the marker board. So we're going to lay this down. I'm going to put several strips to hold it up and make sure it's not going to fall down, and then I'll let you see the final product. Okay, I thought perhaps using a command strip is new to some of you, so I thought I might explain how easy it is and how wonderful the magic of a command strip is. So they come in sets of two, kind of like going on the ark. They come 2 by 2. So you're going to sort of break that in half, and again, I chose the kind that have the Velcro. So you're going to line these up very carefully so that you know how Velcro works with those little loops. And we line them up perfectly and then squeeze them together so they're stuck together now. So 2 are lined up. Then what we do, I'm going to lay my board down, and the package that I got just has 4 Velcro strips. So I think the 4 command strips will be enough to hold it. I really was hoping I had 6 and I could put 2 in the middle, but I think this is light enough weight that it's going to hold just fine. So what you do is go ahead and peel the tape off of one side. Okay, so I've peeled off one side. I'm going to go ahead and get down here and put this kind of in the corner, down like this. And it doesn't, you don't have to have the rounded tip down, but usually that's the way we do it. Put that down, and then I'm going to get the others ready and do the exact same thing. So these are all together. I'm going to peel off the back, so I've got my sticky side exposed. I'm gonna put this over here in this corner like so. And then I've got 2 more strips. This one is ready to go. Actually, it's not quite lined up. And because I'm a little OCD and type A, I'm gonna line that up really well.
It's the editor's fault.
Okay, actually my editor is the command strip expert. She gave me some guidance here because usually I have my daughter around to help me with this. So that one's lined up. I'm gonna just go ahead and peel it off. I'm gonna put it down here like so. And then the 4th one, tear those apart, line it up like so, squeeze them together, pull off the sticky side, and we've got this one over here. So there we go. All 4 command strips are fixed. If I decide later I need 2 more, I can always pull it off because it's just on there by Velcro, and we will be good to go. Okay, now, let me see if I can get this picked up. We'll be good to go. And the last thing is to peel. Okay, so I've got all 4 command strips on here. They're stuck on the side, and so what I'm going to do is go ahead now and peel off and expose the other sticky side. And this part gets tricky because once I stick it to the door, it's stuck on there. You can reposition it a little bit, but I'm hoping for perfection the first time. So I'm going to peel all these off, and then we're just going to push hard and secure and hold it there to make sure it's a good stick. Trying to be very careful not to get my shirt stuck on the sticky part, so we'll put this here and get it here, and want to position it up here right where I want it. And okay, so that I'm sticking there. I'm going to come down here and give it a push down here and a push down here. I'm going to give it a good rub to make sure it's good and fixed. And voila, there you go. It's an inexpensive way to get a marker board inside my closet door. It's going to be out of sight to my guests. They don't have to see the mess. Now, it's not perfect. The edges aren't finished, but I don't care because it's hidden away. It's function over form here. It's light enough weight that it's going to stay on this door. It's not going to damage the door. I don't have to put any holes in my door or pound anything in. And I can do my brainstorming. I can keep the list of the things that inspire me, that come to mind, and then I can close the door and have it out of the way. You can just use any dry erase marker on this and it'll come right off. So I hope this has given you an idea for how you can cut to suit exactly the size that you want custom for your space in your home, a little marker board. You might want to put it inside your cabinet door to keep your grocery list, or maybe there's a recipe that you use routinely. Instead of pulling it in and out, you just want to put that inside your cabinet door, and right there it is. So leave me a note below and let me know how you like to use a marker board in your house, or if today's video has given you an idea for how you might like to get a custom marker board and drop it in a place, someplace in your house for tour charts for the kiddos or reminder lists for you. If it's in your laundry room, your garage, whatever, we would love to know your ideas and be inspired by them for how you could use a custom tailor-made to your space marker board in your house. I want to thank Lowe's for their great service, for providing free of charge that service where they will cut that board or any board that you have to suit and exactly how you need it. Well, before I say goodbye, I wanted to test out my marker board. I'm so excited to have it. So this is Cross My Heart Ministry, and I'm going to be writing down all my ideas. I wanted to give you the heads up that this fall we're going to be teaching through 1 Kings. So you can look for a promo coming up about that. We would love to have you join us for this study. If you live in Northwest Arkansas, you can join us here. If you live other parts of the country, you can get a book and do it completely on your own, but be watching for that promo to come up soon. And that's where I'm going to be camping out as I get ready to teach next year. And some of my ideas will be on this very marker board as I prepare to teach in 1 Kings. If you've been blessed by today's teaching video, we would love for you to like it, share it. We'd love for you to subscribe to our channel. And again, leave us a note below. Have a great week, friends.